I want to drill down now and tell you more about what we're learning about the alleged shooter, Jared Lee Loughner. As we said, he's 22 years old. Some serious clues are starting to emerge from his online ramblings, which include some anti-government sentiments and some sentiments that are, frankly, incomprehensible. Our senior justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, has been looking into all of this. Pierre, good morning to you in Washington.
Dan, in a scene that I can't recall in more than a decade of covering the FBI, the director himself is in Arizona overseeing an investigation focused on a young man who apparently descended into madness, and there's concern that an accomplice may still be on the loose. By all accounts, 22-year-old Jared Lee Loughner was a troubled young man. What authorities believe is Loughner's MySpace page suggests he had been preparing for a murderous rampage. A few hours before the shootings, he allegedly wrote a message entitled, "Goodbye, friends. It begins, dear friends, please don't be mad at me." Eyewitnesses say Loughner was coldly detached as he shot the congresswoman and victim after victim. He appears to have been obsessed with violence and was apparently angry at the government. Look at this YouTube posting. It's one of his favorites. Let the bodies hit the floor. Loughner also left his final thoughts in a YouTube video with red and white text set against a black background. He resists being called a terrorist and says he's in deep need of sleep. He also lists his favorite books, including Mein Kampf, The Communist Manifesto, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Former high school classmates said Loughner never fit in.
Kind of a lonely kid, just off to himself.
More of an outcast.
He tried to enlist in the military, but sources say he was rejected. After a series of failures, he became known to police.
There have been law enforcement contacts with the individual where he made threats.
Overnight, police released this picture of a man they are calling a person of interest. And as the hunt for a potential accomplice continues, a massive effort is underway to dissect Loughner's life. The investigative task force includes not only the FBI, but local and state police and a cadre of other federal agencies. Dan, until that other suspect is located, police say they can't be comfortable that the shooting has stopped.
But even though they're looking for another suspect, they're still saying that Loughner fits the profile of a lone wolf. Is that right?
You know, Dan, while we don't yet know if he had an accomplice, he seems to fit the profile of something the FBI has been worried about, the domestic, homegrown lone wolf terrorist, angry at the government for a variety of reasons and willing to kill. Just last year, a man flew a plane into an IRS building in Texas. He left internet messages that contained similar anti-government and incoherent rants.
Right, that was Joe Stack. That is a huge concern for federal officials right now. Our senior justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, thank you for your reporting.